with Michigan. It's been a while. We've been down in Missouri for a little bit, and thought it was better time to get back here and check out what's going on here. And there is a lot that has been happening around the farm here. One of the biggest is we've got the sugar beets in these two fields done, and we got this ground ripped, but it's not with the ripper that we have been using. We ran into some problems the other day when we were finishing up over at the cornstalk field up that we're sharecropping this fall and working our way to buying the land with. So we were ripping through that field, and the ripper caught a stone and basically ripped the whole tongue right off of the ripper. And when that jolt went through the tractor, the transmission ended up shearing off the gear. So we're basically, the rippers, it's so warped and bent that I'm not sure that it's actually fixable, although they say that they can. And we're looking at I think they said it was like 25,000, 30,000 to replace the transmission parts and get it put back together. So we'll end up repairing it no matter what. But what we've actually looked at is the 1156 now has a bunch more demo hours on it from being at another customer, and they're looking to give us a better deal on it. And they also had a used demo Porsche Tiger sitting there. So I'm playing with the ideas of keeping this rig here and carrying on. I didn't want to spend more money on equipment this year. I'm happy with where we were sitting with getting the 720 and the new 936. But I don't know if I'm going to have a choice, because we have all of our fields still to rip. We've got the sugar beets coming off just up the road. We've got the corn and bean stubble, and I don't think we can do without something. So they're putting a proposal together for me this afternoon to let me know what we end up doing this. And in the meantime, we did the two sugar beet fields with that, and finished up the corn stubble field that was up around the corner there. The manure crew has also been keeping up to us. They got that field of corn stubble spread and cover cropped. They're going to start working on the two sugar beet fields here and get that finished for us today, hopefully. And we're going to focus on the sugar beets up in the field here on the corner. That's going to be number one. And number two, to start the morning off here, we're actually going to get some feed mixes done on the beef cows. And we'll check and see how much the supply in the dairy barn actually is as well. So we'll start with that here right now. So the food is not terrible. We'll do a quick batch here and get that put in here so that they've got some figured out for today. And we ended up scraping the barn out here just the other morning. We've got a bunch of manure in there, so that manure will end up getting sold. And actually, one of the things we'll do is we'll take it to the mixer right here and back up to the bunks. I'll pop out and show you what the actual subscriber contracts are for this map. Alright, so we're getting set up right here. I've got some hay, straw, silage, and the mineral feed is sitting back in the back corner. So we'll grab the bale spears. We'll just use them to get the mineral feed picked up. I do need to get a set of pallet forks for this unit here. The other thing that got done was obviously the bunker is now covered, so they finished getting all of that cleaned up for us the other day, so that was great. And we'll get this feed picked up. It's extremely difficult to see where you're actually. There. Okay. Okay, I remember what we had to do now. It has to go into the bucket and get dumped up into it instead. That's what it was. Get this loaded and bumped into the bucket. It's funny when you've been away from something, you forget how some of this works. Alright, let's get this ham bombed in here. Alright. And of course, it must be a little bit. So I believe we're going to have a delivery of mineral feed bulk coming in for the dairy cows today, I believe. And then, as I said, I'm guessing that we probably need to run some bales over here. Yeah, we're at 29 out of 49, 34 out of 49, and 83 out of 115. So they're actually okay. So they don't have to have it today, but we'll move probably 3 bales each over just so that they're over there and starting to get that top back out just so that they're always getting fresh. So let's get these bales shredded. Straw over here. Balance that out. Somewhere up there. And then we'll go up and grab some silage. Go between this and one of the hay bales just to top this up. Should be pretty close. Alright, so turn that off. Back up, and we'll head over and get the beef cows done. So I'm glad everybody's been watching the Missouri River bottoms maps there. This last video that we just did with the manure spreading and hay baling was number 1 out of 10 most views in in certain time spans. So thanks everybody for watching that. I definitely appreciate it. I think we'll do a little bit here with Michigan and then Missouri and then Michigan. Try and do 2 or 3 episodes per, and then go back and forth between the two of them. There's enough differences between the two that actually makes it pretty interesting, and everything like that. So yeah, should be a good way to do it. All right, we're empty. So that puts them at 46,000 liters out of 60. So we could actually do another batch, but I think that'll be fine for them. They're grazing still in the back pasture field there, so they don't have to have everything from the TMR. Pardon me. And then, yeah, so we'll go grab the telehandler, we'll throw some leftover bales that we've got sitting here from this over into the actual GS system. And get it topped up, and then we'll run up. We'll run up and see about getting the sugar beet machines harvesters fired up. They just broke into the headlands the other day is what they had actually done, so starting around the second headland if I remember correctly. Bales, or 2 silage bales, excuse me. Plastic cloth there. I think what I'll do is I'll get 2 more hay, 1 straw, and 2 more silage. Probably get put in there. Alright, so square bale of hay, we'll do 2 of them. Do straw bale, we'll do 1 of them. And then silage, we'll do 2. So they're up working in field 5. That's where they're going to be working at. And actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to scoot out for a sec and show you those contracts. Okay, so here's the spreadsheet that I've got of all the contracts that we're trying to fill on this map, either yearly or as we rotate through them. So right now, we're working on straw bales. So we ended up getting for manure, this Tyler McFlynn, he gave us 200 big straw bales for 750,000 liters worth of manure. And I've already got 280 over there. So Tyler wants to get rid of the straw right now. So we're taking some of that already. So if you come back down to straw, we use that for this Red Hammer Ag, and I've done 33 of the big squares and 50 of the big rounds. That's what Tyler dropped off so far. So as we keep bringing manure to him, he'll try and bring truckloads of straw back to us, and when we're done, we'll get paid $175,000 for each amount of straw that we've got sitting there. The other one that I did was this Loftus Sugar, and we've already dropped 200,000. I took 2 truckloads right off the field, and we got the moss out just as we finished up the afternoon the other day, and took the last truckload that we needed there by loading out of the moss. And he's already got the sugar beet planter that he promised. So we got a Grimmy sugar beet planter. We won't have to use the corn planter this year to do that with, and that's going to be awesome for us. The other one we're going to try and do is whatever is left back at the back where we dumped it on the hayfield. and this last field that we're doing, this Ralph Dickerson is looking for 500,000 liters worth of sugar beets, and he's willing to trade us equipment or land. So we'll figure out what the cash value of that, and we'll see if any of his equipment that we can get from him or land that would work with that. So that's the two that are kind of on the schedule right at the moment. But we've got lots to work through here, from barley, canola, corn. We've already done all the eggs. We're working through the gray leaf farms and the harbor eggs. The Bordeaux frozen foods, we've already done the green beans, so they're done for this year, but they're going to have more for next year. The hay bales, we already did that when we harvested the hay ground in behind the dairy barn there the other day. The manure obviously is a big one. Milk, oats, peas, pigs, potatoes, silage bales, like we've got everything here. So we're going to be working through this entire list throughout the series, and the goal is to try and get as many of these done per year as we possibly can. Okay, back to the map. All right, so let's get these last bales put into the GS system, and then we'll run down the road, make sure that the sugar beet harvesters are rolling, and maybe run you up. Yeah, probably not going to be able to see anything with the Challenger and that Ripper, other than everything completely demolished. So we'll probably just leave it sitting in the shop for right now. As I said, I didn't want to make that move this year. I was quite happy with how that Challenger tractor was going. We ended up having to take the neighbor's excavator up there and dig this rock up. It was huge. I'm shocked that my father-in-law has never hit this stone before with that Ripper. Actually, it's not our field, so I guess that would make sense. So maybe the neighbor just never ripped as deep as we were doing after that. We went deep because of the corn, with it being so wet and starting to compact a little bit there with the harvester. So actually that gives a reasoning as to why maybe this whole thing happened. But anyways, it's done. We can't fix it. They are telling me that they're going to give me a really good deal on that event. So we'll see. I'm maybe going to go look in and see what else I can find, if there's anything decently used out there as well, so that I can compare. But I'm definitely leaning towards the vent, as it still has a clean port, which would be rather nice. But we don't have any major repairs to do. Okay, so we're good with this. I'm going to stick it right here for now. I think what I'll do is just back the mixer up into the shed here, just so that it's out of the way. Okay, we'll hop over to... we'll probably grab might grab my pickup. Actually, no, we're going to grab my father-in-law's pickup and take it up, because it's got the fuel trailer on the back of it, and I know that one of the ropers is getting low on fuel, so we'll get it topped up here too. This fueling bullets fueling up, we'll truck warming up, and what I might do is hop in here. I'll show you. It is one heck of a ripper. It buries the trash extremely well. Big shanks, it's flipping it over, and actually the tires on the back does a very nice job of putting all the soil firmly back in place so that it doesn't blow. I wish that I had gotten it. I wonder if we could get it. I wonder if it could have a cover crop. I'll have to look into that, because that might be handy too. I know that we're doing it through the manure rig, But if we've got good fertility going for the year and the manure rig comes in and we rip it afterwards, we can put it down. That actually is worth. I'm going to look at that and see what we can find there. I think on the Joker you do, but I don't know about the Tiger. But anyways, I like this rig. I like it as much or better than what that John Deere Ripper was. So we'll get using this again once we get the sweet potatoes or sweet sugar beets off at the end of the road here. So all right, well let's head down there. We'll get pardon me again. We'll get some fuel into that one rig and get them warmed up, and we can start harvesting that fuel down there. We're just going to dump it along the headlands along this road so it's easy to get a truck alongside, and we can use the moss to be able to load it. The one fella finished up weeding over at the pig barns, so I think the 720 is actually still over there. We need to get it back to the main yard, but all the weeding was done, so that's really good. I don't want to have to do more weeding than we necessarily have to, but it was required this time of year, just the way that it was. So I am going to look at a row crop cultivator. The one that my father-in-law has is quite old, and now that I'm looking at this horse equipment from the Joker and from the Tiger, they've got one that's called the Transformer, and it actually is a nice unit, and it's designed for the organic farmer, where it actually will use the cameras to track itself across the field. Okay, so start it up. Believe it, OBS is full. Why am I not? Should be fuel right there. Very interesting. Just goes up to it. Maybe because it was highlighting on the head, but it doesn't appear to be that. I know the other one filled up in the shop before we left. Forgot to do this one, so I know that it was this back corner was where the fuel was going in based on that. So very interesting as to why this is not working. Well, I guess for time standpoints, the pump isn't working really well, so we'll maybe just do this quickly and run back and fill it up, and then we can carry on harvesting here. Get these dogs. Do a quick shut off the camera so that we can come back and get some fuel. And other times I'll see if we can figure out why that fuel tank isn't working all of a sudden. It's odd. Okay, I'll be right back with some fuel. Give me a second here. Interesting. As I say, I must be the pump on the truck, or the trailer that's not working properly. We'll have to look into that and see what's going on. I also realized that I turned that tractor on and never turned it back off. So I'm gonna do that right now too. Waiting on some gravel to come in here to be able to fill in this grass spot where the tank is to make it easier to get into without making a mess of the grass, but they haven't made it here yet to be able to do so. Alright, that's better. Alright, back to the field we go. So that field there has been done with that tiger, and it never looked good. Now they can run the joker over it with the cover crops and the manure. They usually get started around 9. There's not that much sitting in front of them, just those 2 little fields there. So they'll be able to get that done easily today. I know they were thinking about doing the cover crops here to the left of us, but that field actually needs to be ripped first. So, we need to run the tiger through it, but I don't want to get rid of the cover crops. But for the amount that we've actually got sitting there, I can probably run the manure, or the digestate, excuse me, through the rig there with the manure machines, and new cover crops back down and get them to grow still. It's such a waste. I don't know. I'm maybe just going to rip it and leave it bare for the winter, and then be able to plant it into the spring. So, okay, so we'll get this one going. and I'm gonna grab the truck and run over to the other one and get it rolling, and we will see how much we can do here. All right, so we just got the other one rolling here. There's a headland that's giving her a little tractor with the conveyor wagon on it is just over here by these houses. This should give us 2 headlands, so 4 passes all the way around the outside, which should be more than enough room to be able to dump here. But I do know that we're probably going to have to dump both of those machines before they can get back around to the front. I've also contacted the local co-op, and if you can see here, it's telling us we need lime and plowing on this field. So obviously we'll run the Tiger through this after we're done. But our pH is getting a little off here too, so I'm gonna see if either the co-op can come do it for me with one of their spreader trucks, or if they've got a big spreader that we can put some lime down on too, because I know there were a couple other farms that the soil samples came back as showing that we're lacking on the pH rate. So we'll see if we can maybe do that before. Well, actually, it's the other 2 sugar beet fields, I'm pretty sure. If we lime them and we run the manure guys over, that's maybe something we need to do sooner than later. We can get that looked at this morning and see if we can get somebody to come get that done ASAP. We'll take it. I didn't even see what the machine is. There it is. Okay, we'll take half of this load, and then we'll run around and grab the other one. Take half. Actually, this one won't need it because it's basically we emptied it already. So take a little bit from him. We'll try to get the rest of it. We like this tractor too. This type. All of this is great. Space. Oh. Here. I think if I was to go with the new Zarian 12, I'd probably go with the field machine. That's what I'd probably do. Actually, kind of like what Rocky's thinking there. Anyways, yeah, this should maybe not. Okay, that's fine too. Just back up and we can go right here to the steering, which is wonky. Back up here as fast as whatever we do. Okay, we got this pile simulated down here. We'll start building off of it a little bit. Make it a little bit wider. Wow. They might be doing 3 headlands. Oh, looks like that's what he's doing. Giving himself a little extra turn space here. So Okay, well, if that's the case, let's park this up at the front. They'll be a little bit before they get filled up. We'll go grab the truck, run it back to the yard, see what else is going on around there for a minute, and then we can come back here. And by that time, I would think they're going to be probably pretty close to unloading. They look really good. Yield was really good from what they were saying there off of the first couple of fields. Alright. Park this in the shop and see if we can't get out by there. See why that fuel tank was properly. Neighbor got mad at us. I think we've taken over his mailbox. Somebody ran it over with something. Our little horse trade there that we did for some product for that. That was a really good deal for both of us, I think. They're pretty happy with it. I'm happy to have that tractor because it's a little diehard tractor. Okay, we can take a look at that a little bit later. Most of the stuff that we run around here, we can run back through the farm, but I know with those ropes, they burn through a lot of fuel. Okay, oh yeah, while I'm here, there's our new grandma sugar beet plant. Extremely excited to get to use that next spring. So that'll be really, really, really good. I know that my father-in-law has used that Kinsey planter and has been fine with it. The 30-inch rows don't work the best. They don't work hardly at all. The harvesters have a hard time going down because the feelers on the front of that lifter head don't follow the rows. So they're driving in manual a lot more than what they would normally be. So it's going to be nice to be able to use this just in corn and beans. I think we can run the air seeder in beans as well, and then we'll just be able to run that. We'll probably end up putting it on the 720 actually. Nice big floaty tires on it to be able to keep the compaction down. And yeah, I think that's going to be a nice setup. All right, well, we'll just take my truck back. Where do I leave this truck? Grass here next to this shed. I don't know if we're actually going to need it all here in the next little bit. Alright, so that. Tailgate down. Rip that off. Alright, there. Let's head back to the sugar beet field. Okay. Alright, so the other thing we'll have to do is run over to the pigs and chickens and just make sure everything's good there. Again, they get fed by feed truck every 3 weeks basically, or every week basically, so that they've got consistent food coming up for them. I don't have to provide that, so that's a really good thing. feed truck comes in, it's got enough to be able to do all the barns, and it's looked after, which is awesome. All right, the truck right here on the edge. And we'll get in this big beast and see where these units are. Look at that fog. Whoa. Alright, I think probably the best is going to be blow a donut. We'll go back the same way that we came, because it's probably going to be that back corner is about where they're going to need to dump again, I think. Yeah, there he is right there. Perfect. I'm pretty sure they'll start doing some up downs here, and that's going to make it low. Kind of what just happens in the countryside. Eh? You just use the road as you need, and it's just, if we get mud on it, I'll make sure we come back and scrape it up with something just to make sure that it's not a mess. But I'm trying to avoid those because I know that they'll come back and pick them up at the end. So just here. Track is filthy. We keep getting in and out and moving to other things just because we've got time to be able to do it, and it is absolute disaster. Okay. The idea is to make the pile just about perpendicular to the moss to be right width. Actually, we can sit back over there and take a look at that first before we quit here for this episode. All right, good. Okay, well, I would say that this is pretty close. Stop. Up in the truck here. Looks like we got a bit of an accident going on here. I'll run you back and show you the moss quick, and then I think that'll be it for today. Oh yeah. Great. Probably should have done that, but I'm not waiting for that whole thing to happen there. Alright, let's get back here. Coming back in behind the dairy farm. I had never seen one of these before. I mean, I've I've seen it on videos, but never actually seen one. Oh, look at that. They got another truck loaded up. Awesome. So that'll be the first for that second contract coming out of here this morning. Look at this thing. Cab lifts up. I knew that these folded out and were used to be able to pick stuff up with. This great big counterweight and boom system. Very, very cool. So anyways, thanks for everyone watching. I hope you're enjoying the Missouri River Bottom series, as well as now we'll be back on this this map here at Frankenmuth. For your comments down below, would love to hear from you. If you've got subscriber contracts that I can add into these spreadsheets that I've been showing you in the last 2 episodes, that would be awesome too. And we'll see what we can get here. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.